Good morning. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I hope that, let's get this a moment. I know there's going to be like a 30-second delay, but it's just not showing me. And I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me. Yes. Wonderful. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. I hope that you are all off to a beautiful Tuesday. And I am just noticing something this morning, and I wanted to pop in here and share because I thought it was really interesting. And I feel like as we go through the process of uncovering our limiting beliefs and like deepening our process and really coming into our manifesting energy, our alignment, our like how we want to feel, I don't know, there's just like more and more that gets picked up. Like I have been learning how to manifest since it's got to be like years. I mean, I know it's years, but like a really long time. And it just amazes me how much just like the layers that it gets to continue to expand in and the understanding. And then just like, oh, that's what that is, like those aha moments, which is what I had this morning. So, which is why I wanted to pop in and share it all here with you. So I have been noticing, and I know, and again, this is like this deepening of something that I've been noticing for some time. So, and, we all know the importance of our thoughts and our words. And, I was listening to a Facebook Live that Wayne Dyer did years back. I've seen it multiple times. And so I noticed it on my feed this morning, and I'm like, it says live, and I'm like, I know he's passed away. And I'm like, hold on. I'm going to watch this. I had some time, and it was in like the last 10 or 12 minutes of it. So he had mentioned in there, and I don't know who said it, but one of our greatest gifts that God, source, spirit, universe, higher power, mother nature, mother earth, whatever your higher power that you believe in is, the greatest gift that was given to us by universe was our imagination, is our imagination. And that is our greatest gift. And which I love. And I was like, oh, I hadn't heard that before in that way. And our greatest gift is our imagination. And how often are we actually using our imagination, right? Which I thought was super. Hey, I see somebody's watching. Who do I have here? Okay, great. Okay, so say hi. Let me know. I can't see all the things. So thought it was really interesting when he said that our greatest gift is our imagination. Universe has granted you this amazing gift, your greatest gift, your imagination. And all I can think of now is SpongeBob and like the box, like your imagination, and the rainbow comes out. I'm like, it's so interesting how our real life, right? Like, not that SpongeBob is real, but like the show is in our real life. And, going into like the box of your imagination, right? Not that your imagination is in the box, but I see it as like this quiet place that you get to go to and you get to just use and dream. And then I immediately noticed, right? And that we've talked about this last week is that resistance to doing this. Oh, this was in the blog. I want to share the blog. I'm going to share the blog in here. Okay. So make a note to self, Lori, share your blog. Because it's really interesting how your imagination, visualization is like one of like, it's an amazing gift you have in manifestation. But anyway, I digress. So when Wayne Dyer said that, I was like, oh, yes. And then he came into, and this is what was showing up for me this morning, was thoughts and words, the thoughts we have and the words we use. And I was chatting with my family this morning, and I know that there's been some hot topics in our day-to-day lives these past few days. And it was interesting when I heard something that someone else had shared. I was like, oh, like that just, it doesn't feel good. And I noticed what I felt was the charge of those words, of that phrase. And I was like, and another thing that Wayne Dyer says in this wonderful live was like, one of the greatest gifts my kids ever gave me was my iPad. And I'm like, oh, he goes, you know why? And everyone's like, why? And he says, because it has this great thing called delete. And then it gets even better, because then when you delete it, it moves it to your trash, and then you can empty the trash. He's like, thoughts that are not supporting you are trash. Like, you need to delete them and throw them away and eliminate them forever. So when I started hearing these words and these phrases, I was like, delete, delete, delete. Like the being, and this person was just on in the energy of complain, 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 complain. I don't understand. 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 And it's like, that's what you're creating. Like, you are using your energy, your embodiment, your imagination. Delete, 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 put that into the trash, come back into your body, right? I saw that was perfectly and so well said. Thank you, Wayne Dyer. Another great gift, delete and trash. So, but the thing was, is what I noticed was I could feel the energy that those words and those phrases were coming from. And what doesn't serve and support you, we need to remove it, because otherwise you absorb that. You are a literal sponge. And when that's around you, you are absorbing that if you allow it. But if you're like, shoop, trash, delete, you don't absorb it. You get to choose. You have a choice. You don't have to absorb it. So, but being in the energy of that, and then taking on that story, is a way that you absorb it. Okay. So I wanted to start with that, the thoughts and the words, and I want to tie this into another element. So, and this is going to seem totally off topic, but we're going to come back around. So I live in Buffalo, as many of you know, and we have two sports teams. We have, the Buffalo Sabres for hockey, and we have the Buffalo Bills for football in the NFL. Okay, so our Buffalo Bills are doing amazing, right? Everyone's like, what's going on? Like, how did it, and we have the same owners for the Bills and for the Sabres, same owners. And everybody's like, why are the Bills doing so great? And the Sabres are like hot mess, And it's literally been like a story for them for the past few years, right? Like, you'd even like look at there were no fans, like even after COVID, like there'd be no fans there. There was like 12 people. Normally that would be sold out. Our stadium holds 17,000. Anyway, all of a sudden, and like since January, the Buffalo Sabres have been pulling off these amazing wins. Like, they had some shifts energetically within the team, within the organization. Players were released, traded. New energy came in, or I should say, even the existing energy there was allowed to clear, right? Like, they deleted, moved to the trash. This is the energy we don't want. What does this look like? Okay, it looks like we need some, different, we need a different energy, a different vibe, right? So they deleted and trashed the vibe that they had, and restored it with a new one. And this belief has been, I cannot even tell you, like, you have to go Google and look up some of these goals. Like, we were playing a goal in like that outdoor hockey thing, and it was, I forget who we were playing, but it was an exceptional team and we were supposed to lose. And all of a sudden, like, things, like, we were holding our own and we were playing really well. And all of a sudden, a player from the other team accidentally scored on their own goal. Like, they scored us a point and we were down at that time, right? And it was like, what happened? Like, I've never seen that happen. And then, like, throughout the rest of the game, like, these weird goals would just happen, and it was that energetic shift, right? Like, they were trailing, they were down, they were able to throw out that, like, we're down, we're trailing. They were able to throw that out. They were deleting it, move that to the trash. And they stepped into that new energy of like, doesn't matter, we got this. And they won the freaking game. They won the game. My dogs say hi. Next game, we win the game. It really just energetically started shifting. My street is getting new phone poles, so in front of our house, it's like utility trucks everywhere. I'm surprised they're being this calm, actually. So they took that belief of we're down, we're trailing. They threw it in the garbage. They emptied the trash. They took it out and just, that was it, stepped into the new energy. The next game, they won. The next game, they won. The next game, they won, right? So last night we're like, wow, like this, we're laying in bed. We're watching the Sabres game, and it's like the first period, and like, it was like 2-0 and we were losing. And I'm like, shit, like, okay, give them some time. They'll come around. And then like this goal went in, we got this penalty, the goal they scored, it was 3-0 in the first period. And I'm like, Dan looks at me and he's like, we're going to bed. He's like, I can't, it's the first period and it's 3-0. I can't. Our starting goalie was resting, and we're just like, chalk it up. Our goalie's got to rest. He can't get injured. The backup's in. It's okay. It's okay. We've been doing really well. Our goalie needs to rest. We turned off the TV. We wake up this morning and my husband's like, you're not going to believe this. And I said, what? He goes, the Sabres won the game last night. I go, they were down 3-0. He goes, no, it got worse. He goes, they were down 3-0 in the first. They were down 4-0 in the second. He said they won the game 6-5. And I'm like, shut up. Like, that's a joke. Like, this is not even real. Like, that's a typo. I literally could not believe it. So he's like, hold on, we got to pull up the highlights. And they start showing all the goals. So, and the goals happened in the second quarter or the second period. So the last goal, the game winning goal, the player, he's just getting started in the NHL, but anyway, he shoots. So we're trying to score on the other team, and he shoots the puck with his stick, and the stick explodes. Like, it's out of his hands, it's exploded, it's on the ice, sliding. The sliding stick hits the puck, misses the net, hits the boards. The puck bounces off the boards, goes up to the goalie, hits the goalie's skate. It's sitting there, and the goalie pushes backwards to defend the net and pushes the freaking puck in. We won the game with 13 seconds left. What this has to do with you and manifesting, our thoughts and words, throwing out our beliefs, our garbage, taking out the trash, deleting, right? What this has to do with you and manifesting, your thoughts and words. Okay. I want you to just take a moment and let's go back to the first period of the Sabres game. It's first period. It's 3-0. What does that feel like? Is that like overwhelming? Like, how are we gonna, like, we need 4 goals just to like, and that's if they score no more goals, right? Like, we need 4 goals. Our goalie isn't stopping anything, right? Like, what does that feel like, right? So is it overwhelming? Is it too much to come back from, right? Notice the words and how you feel. Like, what is coming up there? Take a moment to just feel that and notice that, okay? And because this is, and we can take this into sometimes, turn this in with money. Sometimes when you have bills, right? And it can seem like there are just too many bills. It's too much. It's overwhelming. How am I ever going to get out from underneath this, right? Or maybe like sales in your business are low, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, like I haven't sold anything in 3 weeks and I need to make all my numbers this week. Oh, what does that feel like? Okay. So what do the Buffalo Sabres have? They have belief. They have belief that no matter how hard, how overwhelming, how far down they are, how much further they have to travel back up, whatever it is they have to do, they know and believe that they can do it, and they're willing to do it, and they do it. So the first thing is deleting those thoughts, those energies that do not serve them. And we can do this for ourselves as well. And I'm really, and this is like, as you pay attention to your thoughts and your words, and as you do it more and more, you'll notice a visceral response in your body, a visceral response. Like when I heard those words, I was like, nausea came out of nowhere. Like my body was saying that, no, get, don't, no, every way to be like, stop, collaborate and listen, right? Like stop, in that moment is what my body was telling me. Do not buy into that. Do not go down that road. That road is not yours. That is someone else's road. You get to choose your road. And that's what I did. I was like, we're not going here. That is that person's road. They get to travel it, and that is fine. So we're just going to take that energy that showed up. We're going to delete it, move it to the trash, and boom, empty the trash, and out it goes. And then we have, because we've cleared that, we have this energy of like, what do I want to believe? What's true for me? What's true for me is whatever's going around in the outside world, has nothing to do with me. It's nothing to do with me. Everyone's going to be, it has nothing to do with me. And me being able to help anything that's happening in the world is me managing my energy and me staying focused on my lane and what I'm doing and where we're going. Right. Just like the Sabres are, in their lane of like, we don't care what any other team is doing. We don't care if you're killing us 3-0, 4-0, 10-0. We don't care, because we believe, we know we can do it. And we're willing to put the work in. We're willing to do what it takes. We're willing to work together. We're willing to communicate. We're willing to do all of those things to make it happen. And that belief, that fun, those relationships, that communication, that celebration of like, we did it. Like, and that's the momentum, the track that they start running, right? And that is unstoppable. That is unstoppable. So coming back to money, when your bills or the sales are low or the, whatever it is, right? Choosing, you can even look at your situation and be like, has going down the path of there's not enough been helpful for you? Has that, like, because if it has, I want to know, because that you should be living, like, are you living abundantly then? And like, there's more than enough money, and, worrying is the way that you bring it in, and I know sometimes deadlines, are a thing, right? And like, oh, my bills are due by this date. And it probably feels like money just enough is always showing up, right? But it's that abundance, it's the beyond that you're really looking for. And that comes in with the belief, that comes in with choosing those thoughts, removing those thoughts, trashing, moving it to the garbage, emptying the garbage. Nope, that's not where I'm going. I don't care what happened to so-and-so's Aunt Susie about when that did happen to them. That's not me. This is my lane. I'm going forward. Okay. So what level of belief? So let's come back to, so you've noticed the feeling of like when, whatever it is you're experiencing with the money, does it seem like it's too much, too far, right? Okay. And then what is the energy that you want to choose? Like, how do you want to feel, right? And I know that there's that space and that there's that gap to get from one side to the other. I totally get it. You're like, but I'm not there, but I want to be there, right? And there's that space in between, right? Yeah. How can you bring your attention to noticing those energies? How can you bring your attention onto what it is that you do desire? And how can you bring that level of belief? How can you bring that level of belief? Because I'm telling you, to come back from a game 6-5 and watch, like, if you were able to like look up those videos, but like when I was watching and I had to keep rewinding and watching it, and I'm like, that is universe. That is universe supporting on that, like, and you would think that broken stick would have been like, and it probably did feel like, shit, I broke my stick. We're going to overtime. You know what I mean? And then like the thing that broke exploded and fell apart was actually, that was the thing that needed to happen so that puck could hit the stick, to hit the wall, to bounce, to hit the skate, to go in the net. So sometimes it might feel like something's exploding or blowing up, and it's like, choose in that moment. Right? Are you going down the path of like, that just exploded. What the hell? Or are you going to choose a different way to go? All right, everybody. I hope that this is helpful for you. Thoughts and words, pay attention to those energies, how you're feeling, all the things. All right. Let me know what you noticed in this video and share it below in the comments. I want to hear. All right, everybody.